Afternoon, everybody. Again, oof. It's quarantine day 7. I have chosen to stay home instead because it's kind of chilly outside and unusually, unlike yesterday. And yeah, it has been getting even more crazier. So, incident 1. Not to point fingers at anybody, but the person who runs Primitive Designs apparently went to the local Dollarama in town and bought like every single hand sanitizer, I think it was. And the person who posted this was she wasn't there, but like she has heard this from somebody who was there, and yeah. And then owner of Primitive Designs, like he grabbed like literally every single bottle of hand sanitizer about it, and yeah. And then apparently the lady who told him that she was got mad and called him an asshole, and I would see why, because like even in like an emergency like this, like I mean like sure, like I mean leave some items behind for like for others to like buy, because it's a complete pandemonium and like people are going crazy, and still no one has explained to me about the toilet paper. Yeah, I mean like some countries, South Korea for instance, for example, third country to be affected. I wouldn't be surprised if Italy was the second, or Thailand. Now, yeah, coronavirus happened there, and people didn't go crazy for toilet paper. So yeah, so when you're like buying stuff, like you don't go like hoarding every single item there, because yeah, I have just recently in this week at Trenton, Ontario, like there was like there was a fight over like toilet, like a person like bought like literally brought every single like amount of like toilet paper, and like into the first into their cart, and then they just left, and then the person who actually needed it, because not to hoard it, but because they actually need to use it at home. So yeah, so a fight happened in Trenton, Ontario, Walmart, at the Walmart there. If you live in Trenton, you'll know what I mean. Oh yeah. So second thing. So the person and then I had an argument with someone online. I won't say their name, because I don't want to start another fight, because I've had enough fights for the last 3 years. So like I don't like some people are like saying how unfair to buy like all the like the hand sanitizer when because usually in Port of Vancouver in this area are like there's like many elderly people and some people like there's like no like compared to the rest of the population. It's like in the quiet towns there's like a lot of people who just want to nice quiet, want to relax, like it's understandable that like people not need it for work, but no. If there is a sink, use the sink and wash your damn hands with soap properly. And then like someone, and then a person I was arguing with didn't buy everything. Said that the person didn't buy everything. And then the guy mentioned something about something about a gun. Someone pulling out a gun on somebody in downtown Toronto. Because I'm quite sure Canada has gun control, unlike the U.S. And then let's see. And then the other person that I was talking to is he was like saying like how people have no respect for other people and only think about them because it seems to me that like people are just gonna be like 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 every the saying every man for themselves. Well, the thing is, you're not the only person living in this world, so you gotta be, like, we gotta, like, help each other, fight this virus, and then, okay. Incident number 2, let's see. So, it was, Lena Condor, Vietnamese-born American actress. You may have seen her like play one of the characters from X-Men Apocalypse. To the voice I've loved before, and a couple other movies and TV shows. And she was very mad because, and this has sparked quite a bit of an argument right now because, like, Donald Trump has said called the coronavirus, the COVID/19, the Chinese virus, which is very rude, very disrespectful because Yeah. And of course, like she would be done. People like we would be not be like happy about that because like leaders are supposed to be like they're nice. They're supposed to be honest about things. So you gotta have like a plan for everything. They gotta like take action. Compassion and every single like good trait like a leader should have, and Donald Trump does not. I swear I'm going to get lose some subscribers from this, or get dislikes, but I don't care. It's the dislikes that I'm concerned about. And then let's see. Trump said said to use the term Chinese virus, and said it's not racist at all. It comes from China. That's why it comes from China. I want to be accurate. Well, China, and then which mentioned. I still find this insulting. If someone like mentioned Asia and many, and I got in a fight with people in post. China, and the argument that the people have is Chinese is not a place. China is a country. Chinese is a language. And then the disease also already have like a name, COVID /19, and people have been using that term instead, or coronavirus, like people should probably could, because the cell, it sort of looks like the corona symbol, the C. Unlike Donald Trump, there are people like the Chinese billionaire Jack Ma, who's donating test kits that you can check, so you can check if you have the symptoms of the coronavirus or not, and also masks, so you can walk around down, the masks, like the medical mask, like doctors, dentists, they wear. However, and then also the coronavirus, it wasn't created in created in a lab, and no, and the thing is, it's not the Chinese people that started it. It's the Chinese government, and when people. And then I got a fight with the people, like I mentioned, and they're blaming it on the Asians, and some people have been very disappointed because Asia is not a place; it is a continent attached to Europe and Africa. So it's basically very racist. Though people, including countries from Thailand, South Korea, Japan, Russia, India, I think probably Indonesia. Myanmar or Burma, whatever you call it nowadays, I forget. Taiwan, and all those countries in South and Central Asia, that is all part of Asia. And if you want to point finger, blame somebody, and some people are saying, well, you gotta blame somebody, right? And well, now it's not the time to blame people. we need to actually act, and like we need to like check if like people like have like virus or not, or and don't forget about the flu as well, because the flu is still active, I believe. And yeah. If you like check it, and then if you check from the from the local news, you can also check. And you will probably have heard that restaurants, pubs, public places, museums, fairgrounds, and all other places, and even coffee shops closed. There is no dine-in available. There's only takeout and drive-through if the place accepts drive-through, and it is, and some place only some places will be open for takeout or drive-through. And so you'll have to check your location, the local place. Places like the dog park I went yesterday is open for people to use. And I don't know why people are doing this, but people are not drinking Corona brand beer anymore. But actually, it has nothing to do with the virus. And then there's a meme going around that's saying that if you drink Corona beer, like you'll be anti to it. What kind of stupid thing is that? So those of you who are still drinking alcohol, don't get drunk, okay? And so, like many countries and places and many cities and towns have recommended, so if possible, stay at home. If you work at retail, do be careful. And if you have to go outside, keep a safe distance, about 6 feet. Or 30 centimeters. And then, but even if you think you are safe, like even if you are wearing a mask or not, the virus, it does like travel through the air. So like tiny, because if you learned in biology class, like like viruses and like cells they're like always like floating around, or like even then like stuff in your body is like going around. So yeah, so be cautious. Wash your hands regularly. Even if you go to the washroom, well, and I'm surprised some people aren't. And if you're stuck at home, find something to do, like read a good book, watch movies, talk with the people, sometimes not. I mean, if you have if your friend is say like a few doors over, like sure, like bring them over, like have a chat, and do make sure, and and make sure you're like stocked up on like the actual stuff that you need, not toilet paper, because diarrhea has nothing to do with coronavirus, and I know they still don't get why. I bet every single country in the world except the country Canada and United States are like, doing this. Stupid people. Well, that's your mistake. So you know what to do. So try and survive, you know. Anyways, I'm gonna be going back to listening to music, and hope you guys have a nice 2 weeks. And also the 20 questions thing is still available. You know what to do if you want to participate. Mention your name and your question, nothing explicit, to darkeagle87@outlook.com. Links are down below, and yeah, I'm not accepting anything from social media because it's like too much to organize. I have Facebook, Twitter, many Facebook pages, Twitter, Instagram, and Discord, and some people, but I'm not. So please have a nice relaxing rest of the day, and if you know anybody who's in like their last year of high school, or if they're in like post-secondary, like college and university in this case, well, we all have to stay home, so please don't pray for them, wish them good luck, and they don't have to deal with anything. Yeah. But the good news is, elderly people, like in the morning, they are actually able, they're given like 1 hour to like do their shopping around certain supermarkets and grocery stores. And it is only available to seniors 60 years and up. So do tell your grandparents and anyone who's above 60 years old. And no one else is allowed in. No one else. And then once that is done, and product purchasing is limited, obviously, because people are going too crazy for the last 5 days. So we don't want that anymore. Well, that's it. When I rise next to the week, I think I'm bouncing out.